Hey friends, Susie Davis here, and today we are in North Gulfport at Sage Christian Academy, and I am joined by Lori. Lori, will you introduce yourself to our viewers?
My name is Lori Gloyd. I am the principal of Sage Christian Academy in Saussure, right on Highway 49.
Yes. So there's that fine line between Gulfport and Saussure, right?
Right.
And we are up by, is it Robinwood?
Robinwood area.
And parents, the great thing about a school like this, when you think about easeability, it is right off of 49 and at a light, so there's not a lot of waiting for turns or doing, it's very safe.
Very safe and very easy to get to.
Yes, and tucked away as well. So let's talk a little bit about who you are, how you came into this position of running your own school.
Right, okay.
That's a beautiful thing.
It is. I love my job and I love this school. It's a great little treasure. I started in education 29 years ago, started as a public school teacher. Then I went out on my own and opened my own daycare preschool 21 years ago. And that is Little People's Christian Academy, which is on our campus right here next door. And after COVID, we had a lot of parents that wanted us to add kindergarten and first grade and second grade. And so I opened a K through 6 school after COVID. And then this year we just added 7th and 8th grade. So our children can start on our campus at 6 weeks of age and go all the way through 8th grade.
Wow. So families, when you're thinking about schools, today we're talking about enrollment and all the things that you can do, and she's going to tell you a little bit more about why Sage Christian Academy. But as a parent with kids who are in school, I think about those things and how you're listening to your community and what their needs are and providing more. That's a hard thing to do. So let's talk a little bit why Sage and what sets you apart.
Well, I think we are the only K-8 private Christian school on the coast, which is a big thing. We also have a biblical foundation. Of course, we're strong academically, but we also want to make a well-rounded child. We have art, we have music, we have lots of activities, and of course, everything is biblically founded. So.
I love that. So where do most of your students come from? Because that's a big group of kids.
It is. A lot of our students come from Saussure. We have children coming down from Stone County. I have parents who drive from Gulfport, from Biloxi. I have one parent that drives from Ocean Springs.
Oh, wow.
Yes, ma'am, because they want this type of environment for their children.
No, I love that. So when we talk about where they're coming from, let's talk about the fundamentals of pre-registering and how does that look like for a parent coming to you? What can they expect?
So the best way for parents to contact us is to go to our website, sagechristianacademy.com, and there are 2 buttons on there. They can do an inquiry and just say, hey, I'd like to get more information, or I would like to set up a tour, or they can push the button that says apply if they want to go ahead and start that application to see if their child is accepted into the school.
But let's talk about that acceptance program. How does that work, and is there a wait list?
So we are growing from the bottom up. So our lower elementary classes are the full classes. Those are the ones that are pretty much maxed out, and we don't put more than 15 in a class. So 5 to 15 students in a class is very small class sizes.
That is, and you know, as somebody who has toured the school, I got to see some of that, and I love the intimacy that the children get with the instructors. Let's also talk about, when you talk about the lower classes, what are the age groups like? What's the time frame? Do they need to get, if they know that they have a younger child that's not quite in school yet, would you encourage them to get on a wait list ahead of time?
Absolutely. They can go ahead and start that application process, or at least do the inquiry to go ahead and get everything rolling so we know about them, know what they're looking for, can possibly go ahead and get that child on the list for the next semester, the next school year.
So when we talk about your growth over a very short window, really, which is amazing, by the way, congratulations to that. What are some of the things that you've implemented since this 4-year, 5-year time frame that the parents can look forward to?
Well, in addition to the small classes, we also have a tutor that comes on site and works with any students that have IEPs. We have added music classes. We have a certified music teacher who teaches piano and voice lessons on site during the day.
I got to experience a little bit of that.
We're so proud of our students. They have done their first recital this year, and we did a Christmas program, and we have another recital planned for this year. We have an art teacher who comes once a month and does an intense kind of art project with the students. We're also really concentrating on cultural diversity. That's our theme for this year. Cultural diversity, God loves us all. And we are studying all the different countries and just doing a lot of really intense things with the students. So.
I like that so much, that you're thinking about a back to that well-rounded student, mind, body, and soul. And so let's talk about Sage, the name.
Yes.
Because there's a meaning to Sage.
There is. So my daughter, my second child, her name is Sage. And sage means somebody that has a lot of wisdom. So when we came up with the name, we're like, well, this is perfect. We'll name it after my daughter, and it also means somebody that has a lot of wisdom. So our motto is wisdom, faith, academic excellence.
Okay, so parents if you're watching, or grandparents, how can someone come into the school and tour the school? Do you offer that? Do they have to schedule an appointment? Tell us a little bit about that.
We will take a walk-in if somebody just shows up and says, hey, I want to check things out. But the best thing to do is to go to our website or give us a call and let us go ahead and set up that tour. So I want to give them my undivided attention.
So we talked about classroom size. How does payment structures work here?
So payments are done on a monthly basis. It's done through a program called Fax Financial. A lot of the private schools in the state use Fax.
I'm
You're
aware
probably
of that.
familiar with it. So they do a monthly payment, and sometimes parents want to pay the whole year in advance, and I give them a discount for that.
That's an amazing thing.
Yes,
pay in advance, get a discount.
Right.
And so it's monthly. You can do that. Talk about a little bit more about the things that you hear when people tour that sets you apart from maybe other schools that they're touring.
Right. Well, the biggest thing I hear is when people come into tour, they say, if I would have known about you, my child would have already been here. This place is amazing. I love the family feel that it has, because every teacher knows every child. I know every student. How many principals of the school know every single student, and not just their name, but knows the students. So.
That was actually one of the reasons why when we were looking for schools when my kids were little, that we chose that exact reasoning for it. So family focused,
Absolutely.
faith focused. I know that you start every day with
prayer. And the pledges. To the Bible, the Christian flag, the American flag. And at the beginning of the year, the teacher will pray, and now you will see students raising their hand. I want to pray this morning. And there's nothing sweeter than going into a classroom and seeing these small students, or even the bigger ones, who are not afraid to get out there and say the prayer for the day.
So families, when you're looking for your next education drop for our children, remember Sage Christian Academy in Saucier, Mississippi.